Janet Caperna, Puppet Jason are the most insufferable people that we have seen in the valley. I'm just gonna. I have said it many times before, but I think we need to start there by doing the recap of the last episode. Okay, I feel it doesn't change. These two are miserable people who they are just living to take down Danny and Nia, and it's so infuriating that these people are just like that. It's just weird and annoying, and I just don't know how any of this is gonna end. All right. Guys, let's talk about the last episode of The Valley. So much to talk here. Jax Taylor, Jesse, Men in Therapy, Hawaii, all of it. Okay. And before we start, welcome back. I'm the real Andy of Beverly Hills. Welcome to another piece of tea. Make sure to subscribe right now and hit that notification bell. And girl, let's talk about this mess. Okay. I I'm gonna do a little bit like everything in a little bit of disorder, okay? But like I don't understand why Janet and Jason were invited to the Hawaii trip, other than production making them inviting them. To be very honest with you, because let's be clear, the trip was put together by Luke and Kristen. Okay, this is their engagement party, right? Kristen doesn't like Janet whatsoever. All right. Second of all, they are pretending that this is Nia and Danny's trip. Nia and Danny does not like Janet and Jason either. The fact that they have to be pushed to invite these two to share one of the most special moments in your life, it's wild, because honestly, they should have not been invited. In like to be very honest with you, I even would have preferred to have Jax Taylor on that trip over Janet and Puppet Jason. Okay, because at least Jax is friends with Kristen. This girl does not want anything positive or good for Kristen Doty. Now, look, that dinner at El Coyote, but actually it says El Coyote. It's in Spanish. I don't know how you guys pronounce it in English, but anyways, actually the restaurant is literally around the corner from where I live. But anyways, that's a great restaurant. I have been there many times. It's really, really good. Shout out to El Coyote. But anyways, girl, it was so obvious how jealous and annoying Janet is towards Nia. Um, I do not like when people do not go all the way to share their responses. I feel that Kristen was containing herself so much, and I'm like, Kristen, let it go. Let it go. I mean, throw her, a drink, just flip that table. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. Like sometimes I feel like I'm like, bitch, this bitch is messing with you so much. Do something. I get it. Oh my god, Bravo is not gonna let them do anything. Blah blah blah. Sometimes I'm like Bravo, can we allow some kind of things because it's getting to be too much. Anyways, um, Nia, I love that Nia is starting to stand up for herself. Oh, but yes, I mean there is a long way to go before that because Janet is a horrible person. Janet is the kind of person that if she screams, you have to scream louder in order to shut her up. Otherwise, she will be winning. You know. Now the whole thing with between Michelle and Kristen was also so like she like talking about like, oh, why are you saying that Aaron like slept with Jenna like I don't know how many years ago? Because that's how gossip works. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, honestly, I was with Kristen. Like, who gives a fuck? No one is saying that they're sleeping right now. So I think when you are in a group of friends, yes, you always constantly talk about who sleep with whom all the time. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? And also, when Janet tried to defend Michelle, and he's like, "Well, you were, saying all of these things about Michelle being a cheater last year." Look, if I would have been Kristen, I would have stand up and say, like, you know why? Because she is a fucking cheater. Okay, She cheated on Jesse. Period. No one is lying there. No lies detected. All right. Oh, I can't. I can't with this. I mean, this is what I love this show. I get to scream to half of them and I get to love the other half of them. Like it's wild. It's wild to me. Now let's talk a little bit about Jax Taylor. I feel that Jax is I mean, we will have to say his evolution. I think he is starting to realize that he's not gonna be able to get away with a lot of shit anymore because no one is giving him 1 inch of space to fight back. And I'm talking by everyone. And I think as a person who has always been said that he's amazing, that he's always right, that he's the man of the of whatever, that he's the number one guy of the show, you can see that he is breaking down because no one is paying attention to him. And I think that's a real thing. And I think that is going to be good for Jax. He needs to understand that he is part of an ensemble. It is not his show. And he has created so much shit around that he has to be completely humble a lot. I don't think that he's gonna really do all of that, but we'll see. However, I am a very empathetic person. I don't like to see him cry. I don't like. I like when I see not him precisely, but like every like person cry, men or women. I'm like, I always like my heart breaks a little bit for them. And I'm like, this is the real you. Why you do not let yourself explore this more? You know. Um, so it's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen with Jax Taylor. I love when Brittany is. I love that Brittany is standing her ground, living her life, doing the best that she can do. And I really, really appreciate Brittany for be doing all of that. We didn't get a lot of Zach this episode, but I love Zach. I think that he loves to be messy, he loves to be real, he loves to say things as they are, and he will not let anyone, be saying any kind of bullshit around, which I really, really appreciate from him. I think this episode. I mean, the good thing about the Valley is that literally is not giving us feeling episodes. Like there is always something going on every single episode, and I'm here for it. One thing I have been reading some comments about people saying that the therapy between the men that is so cringy. That why are they doing that? That it is horrible to see men doing that, and I'm like, look, at the end of the day, I feel that there is such a double standard, right? Because if this was a group of girls crying and being on that same therapy, no one will be saying absolutely anything. And it all comes down from the fragile masculinity. Honestly, people being kind of like homophobic because people think that men, they should not be crying, they should not be doing any of this, right? And I feel that therapy is therapy, and it actually takes a lot to do therapy in front of a camera, knowing that the whole world will be watching this. So, no, I mean, let them be. Let them be. It is cringy. Yes, it's cringy AF. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I don't like people making fun of any of the men who were there, for being open and for being able to share their truths, right? Even if it's right or wrong, again, therapy is therapy, and I think that should be applauded. Because people commenting that it is weird and it is cringe and like doing all of these weird comments, that's the reason why men are the way they are. Instead of like giving them support and being like, man, I applaud you for like doing this shit, they want them to like not showing anything. So honestly, yes. So I know. So anyways, let me know what you guys think on the comments below. How do you feel about the last episode of The Valley? Where are you standing with everything? And if you want to get all the tea related to The Valley or any of the other Bravo shows, make sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you around. See ya. Bye.
Welcome to the Real Andy of Beverly Hills show.